which made it possible to create this kind of streaming. Um, Nothing. I think we can start.
We can
Uh,
start.
okay.
Okay. Sorry, there was a little bit of problem with the stream right there. Everything should be okay now. Aha. So, we're gonna start with the first question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Perfect. So,
Well, yeah, good evening, everyone. Very nice to meet you. I'm super happy to be here with you.
okay, Gamindo. How did
Yeah.
the idea was first born? Why did you think of this project or of this idea?
Yeah. So basically, the idea of Gamindo was born at the university. I've studied in Ca' Foscari University here in Venice. I live in the north of Italy, near Venice. It's in Treviso, and the idea was born because I grew up by playing with video games. I love games. I love Game Boy Color at the beginning, PlayStation 1, and now PlayStation 5, mobile games. So everything that's related with gaming. But during the university, I've studied gamification and advert games. So advert game is the mix of advertising and gaming. And so it's nothing new. There's something similar from a lot of years. But what I've seen was that at the beginning in 2002, the games was something very related to nerds. So only young boy, 15 years old, playing at home with PC. But now with mobile, there are 3 billion gamers in the world. So I had the idea of create something with games that was available for everyone and also with a social impact. So the first idea was from I don't know if you remember Gangnam Style, the song
Okay.
made by PSI.
Yeah,
So I
PSI.
read in an article that after the first billion views in YouTube, the singer PSI received from YouTube $4 million for the advertising before, during, and after the video inside YouTube. So my idea was if I create a video, I publish this video in YouTube, and I will reach 1 billion views. All the money that I will receive, I will donate this money to charity. So if PSI, after the first billion views with Gangnam Style, received $4 billion, I will do the same thing. I will tell to everyone all around the world, you need to watch this video, because if you will watch this video, I will donate money, advertising money, to charity. So the idea at the beginning was great. I will donate $1 million to charity. But then I thought it's not easy to persuade other people to watch a video just to donate 0.0001 cent. And so I changed the idea to let's let people donate to charity by playing video games. So with another game where the more you play, the more you donate. And so that was the original idea of Gamindo.
Wow.
That's the mix of gaming plus donation, Gamindo. And right now, it's not only impact in terms of charity, but also in terms of education. And then I will tell you some
Yeah,
cases.
and we saw that this idea has really grew a lot during the year. But why do you think it actually works? Like uh, your insight on all the market for gaming and ads together. Why do they work so well together? Why
Yeah,
should someone play a game about a company or maybe a product?
Yep.
yeah,
What is so attracting? Uh,
yeah. I think that first of all, because right now, as I told you before, there are a lot of gamers all around the world. We are 3 billion gamers, so it's a language that is talked by a lot of people, and these things is known by brands. On the other side, people are looking for fun contents, for interactive contents. We do not like to enter in YouTube and, of course, skip the ADV after 6 seconds
Yeah.
when you would like to watch a video. If you do not have the AD block installed in your PC. But in any case, we are always looking for fun content. And if we see that this content is made by a brand, and also by playing with these brands, you can, for example, win coupon, you can
Yeah.
win discounts,
There's a
you
bit
can
of curiosity with that.
yeah, that's a main point. And also, for example, right now we are having impact not only with charity, but for example, with the game of Google that we have developed. You can learn about privacy and security. So you can learn new thing by playing. Or with the game that we have developed with UNESCO and AXA, the insurance company, you can learn about the ocean and the environment. Or with Barilla, you can learn about the bee and the environment. So you can have fun, of course, but then you can learn new things. You can collect prizes. You can do a lot of things, and also with leaderboard ranking, you can have challenge with your friends.
Okay, so you just mentioned two really big things, Google and UNESCO. You work with
Yeah,
really big company. But I looked through the sites and I saw that you actually make games ad hoc for people that request, which are the more complicated games. And there's a catalog of already pre-made games that you can uh, personalize on your company. So the
absolutely.
question is, depending on the size of the company that is talking to you, does it change something in the way you structure the game?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So right now we have, as you have pitched, perfect. Yeah, I will argue for our company because perfect. So we have two solutions. The first one is the catalog game. So for example, with UNESCO and AXA, we have developed this game that's very basic. We change the graphic elements, the assets of the game, and the code of the game. So since you know something about coding, I've not studied software engineering, but what I can tell you is that our games are HTML5 games, so web game. We do not use Unity or Unreal Engine or something similar because our games works in Instagram, in TikTok, in a QR code. So web games, you scan the QR code and start playing. And right now we use Phaser, Pixie.js, 3JS, and Construct. That's a very basic game engine, but where you can create very good web games. And to answer your question, basically with catalog game, we have all the code that's already done. For example, with I don't know, match free that's similar to Candy Crush, with the memory game, with quiz game. The game is always the same. We change graphics. On the other side, if there is companies such as Google or Coca-Cola or Discovery, big companies that they would like to do something huge, then we are creating ad hoc games. But right now we are working on a software as a service, so a platform where everyone will be able to create the game without our work. And we think that with this solution, we can scale the business globally because right now it's like an agency where you have your company that asks you something. And for example, working with Google is amazing because you are working with one of the best companies in the world. But at the same time, we are working, well, working with Google means that you talk with Milan. Milan need to talk with London. London need to talk with San Francisco, and then back to San Francisco, London, London, Milan, Milan, Treviso here with us. So it's super fast, amazing, but it's not easy if you have a software as a service solution. It's a little bit easier.
Yeah. Have you ever been requested a more 3D like game, or is it like a plan to start making games in 3D or even VR?
Yeah, they have asked us about VR games. Right now, we are focusing 2D because we would like to focus on the mass market. And
Yeah, it's
when
easier
you
to play
start
a
with
2D game.
a 3D game with a iPhone 14, it's easy. With a Samsung J5 2010, it's easy. And the VR, I have the Oculus 2. I'm starting it, but the fact is that right now we are only 15 million people probably in the world that's playing with this hardware. And let me tell you that there are companies such as Barilla that right now say, I would like to talk with men or women 40 years old, and it's very difficult that they have a VR. So they've asked us about AR, but right now I think that the majority of games done in AR are bullshit, are not good experiences.
Yeah.
Of course, there is Pokemon Go, but Pokemon Go was made by Niantic in years of work.
Yeah,
Uh,
the main thing of AR for now is just Snapchat filter, Instagram
yeah,
filters.
absolutely. I hope to not talk about metaverse in this chat because we will
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
other
that's it's
things like that.
controversial.
What we have seen, I would like to tell you about also in the entrepreneurship way, is that if you do something that help you to reach the KPI, that can help you to satisfy the customer, that will tell you, I would like to work again with you. If you do something that it's a little bit beautiful, but there is no KPI, there is no numbers, there you don't reach the goal of the campaign, they tell you, great, but we will not work again. So it's very important for us to do something that at the end they can say, okay, 1 million people play with this game for 100K hours. We have reached all these leads and these
Yeah,
emails.
you show a lot
Okay,
of data on your games. I really
oh,
liked
yeah,
it.
absolutely. It's like an iceberg. So where you see the game is the highest point. Then there is all the dashboard with all the backend that we have developed. So the game with API is linked, and we can have a lot of data to show how many people are playing. So
Yeah.
these are the best info that we can.
You mentioned before about how many people were right now at Gamindo, and I searched a bit and I saw that it's a really big family, like I'd say. You look all really good friends. And
You
how
know,
is the environment there? Like,
yeah, yeah. We are peanuts right now because we are 20 people, so we are at the beginning. I'm super happy about the growth since we were two people full time 1 years ago, and now we are 20 people. So this makes me super proud about the team and the fact that we are 100% remote working. So I'm here in Treviso. My co-founder is in Madrid right now,
I saw the
and
little arcade over there.
absolutely, there is the arcade over there, and there is Captain America that comes here. On the other room, there is a ping pong and the PlayStation 5. So
Nice.
me and my co-founder are here because we do not want to work in our bedroom, and so here we have not the girlfriend, we have nothing. We can focus on what we are doing, what we love. But all the other guys are all around the world. We have people from Naples, Milan, Valencia, and so it's very important for us to let everyone work in their pajama, so they can work, they can do whatever they want. But it's not easy in terms of culture because it's very important not only to live in a video call of 30 minutes, let's go on, let's talk about this thing. It's very important also to talk about, was it penalty yesterday in the Juventus match, or other topics that are off topic related to what we are doing in our company, but we do a lot of calls about off topics. We do retreats to have fun together by talking also about who we are as people and not also about professionals. And so, yeah, we are a family of 20 people. My goal is to reach 50 people next year. Let's see if we will be able. And above all, I would like to focus our company not only here in Italy. We would like to create a global company. So I think that right now in 2022, we are talking in Italian in our company. In 2023, I would like to talk only in English because it's very important to scale the business globally. In 42, you have probably Riccardo Zacconi.
Yeah, we're a
That
really big network.
yeah,
That's the reason
okay.
why we want to do it in English, so we could show this exact stream to everyone in the network.
Absolutely, that's the most important thing. At the beginning, starting in Italian for us, we are the first time entrepreneur. It easier because you start with your language, but at some point you need to go out your comfort zone, and there are great talents all around the world. So if you do not want to do an Italian-based company, a small medium enterprise, you need to see what's all around the world.
Okay, now a really weird question. Ever since you started Gamindo, or even when it was just a concept, have you ever made games for yourselves that you never published, and do you still play them?
Yeah, we have developed some.
I guess it means it needs a lot of trial and error to create
Yeah,
all these games.
absolutely, absolutely. So we have done some games, but are above all stupid games for us to play and have fun. But in these days, and I will share you the link because I'm super proud of it. We are doing a multiplayer experience that's very similar to Kahoot. Probably you know this quiz game where you answer this question, okay? We are doing this new game, and it's super fun. And so we are doing something also in the B2C, but there are big entry barriers, so it's not easy to create a B2C without, for example, a publisher. So if you have a big publisher that can help you in terms of money to promote your game, in that case, it's quite a little bit easier. Otherwise, it's not easy. And so there are some games, for example, Among Us, huge success, or Fall Guys, huge success. But it's like winning to Super and Lotto here in
Yeah,
Italy.
Fall Guys was
So
actually really old. No, Among
yeah,
Us was really old.
I would like to create a knowledge. And also, for example, I repeat Riccardo Zacconi because he's one of my mentors. King.com was born in 2003, and then after probably 10 years, they have launched Candy Crush after over 200 games developed. So it's very important to focus on your core business, to understand and to grow your knowledge. And then, of course, after a lot of trial and error, also Angry Birds probably over 51 errors, then the 52th was Angry Birds, and yeah, huge success.
Yeah. uh, I was saying before about there's a lot of trial and error in this game. When making Gamindo, what was one of the difficult thing that you had to endure or to surpass to actually create a really good company?
Yeah, I would like to tell you two main difficulties. So the first one is when you are the first time entrepreneur, it's not easy. Above all, if you start with your startup after the university. So the day after that I have completed my master's degree, I've started with Gamindo, and it's not always a good idea. I do not suggest you to, after this course, this university, to start immediately your startup, because sometimes it's much better to work with a big tech, big company for a few years, and you will have the opportunity to have new knowledge, experience,
Yeah.
network. That's the most important thing, and of course, money. Because when you work in a big
Yeah.
company, even if it's an internship, you can collect some money.
As
Yeah.
one of the founder, it was pretty hard to actually find money, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. And then imagine if you go to, for example, a VC to collect money for fundraising. On the one side, you have, I just graduated from university, zero experience, zero money. On the other side, you have, I worked 3 years in Amazon,
Yeah.
2 years in Google, and now I'm ready to launch my startup. Two completely different background. On the other side, and that's one point. The other one that is for everyone, the difficulty to find the best people to work with, because you do not have to find people with 200 in the IQ. What you need to find is the best person, best people that fit for what you are doing. And it's not easy to find people that are motivated like you, because when you are starting with your company,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
you
your
need a lot of
baby.
spots to be full in by one person.
Absolutely. But trust, when you will find your company and your mission, you will be able to work 16 hours, not like Elon Musk for 27 days for a week. It's not possible. Probably Musk is one of the few aliens in the world, but 16 hours for 5 days or 6 days per week, and then Sunday watch Netflix because you need to rest for one day.
Yeah.
But I prefer to work 16 hours per day rather than working 4 hours at the internship in the administration of a company to do tax and legal or other things that I hate. So yeah, my advice for you is, of course, do not start a startup. If you would like to do it only because it's cool, you will not become rich by doing a startup just by say, I would like to do this thing because I've watched the social network film. On the other side, you are not wasting time if you are spending time to find the best people to work with, because it's like a wedding. You will need to have good and bad time with these people. So it's not easy. That's the most important thing. Other things I would like to say that's bullshit, because we have no excuses. So right now we have all the tools, all the things to start a company from Treviso, as I'm doing right now. Of course, sometimes I need to fly to Milan or London or San Francisco, but you can do everything from remote.
Okay. Wow. Thanks a lot for all of that. It's a really big talking point here for you to actually create a startup. A lot of people are already in it, and we don't even have a full building to ourselves. But
Yeah.
okay. So the two biggest advices are get experience in your field because before you actually create something in that field, and to find people you actually want to work with and who are good at their job. Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Now, going back to much easier questions. When you get a request for a game, whether it be a catalog or a doc game, do you have a structure that you follow every time? Whether it is dividing work between the people, there's some people that are used to do one thing and people that are doing another, or maybe it depends on whether the project is big or small. How is it structured?
Yeah, so basically we start from right now that we are still working as an agency for the first part of our journey as a startup. We work with a brief from the company. So what's the target? What's the KPI? What's the theme of the game? Because for example, the game of Coca-Cola that we have developed, it's not a can of Coke, but a football game because Coca-Cola
Yeah, I
sponsor.
played it. Really, really cool, but a little bit easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was what's the name? Playable ID. So the game just in Facebook. So to then download the app of Coke. And in terms of the structure of the team, for the game development, we have game developers, of course. We have the game artist, and if it's necessary, we have the backend engineer for the yeah, all the database, the API with the backend to show the data in the
Did the
dashboard.
company actually come with already an idea in mind? Like, I want to have a scroller type of game, like a Mario type of game? Or do they just contact you and be like, we want a game for our company, and you give them ideas on whether it
Yeah,
would be a scroller or not?
that's a nice question. Both right now. So the majority of time they asked us, in general, I would like a game for this topic. Sometimes, for example, Woody Aya, Viewstel company in Italy, they told us, I would like to create a Space Invaders where there is ketchup that shoots to Viewstel. So I told him, it's a little bit creepy, but okay, let's do it. So it depends, but right now we have also a game designer that can help us to structure to all the gamer journey with the game.
Okay, and some games, as it said on the site, aren't just for making ads or making the company known, but sometimes you actually make games for people inside the company to learn a certain job. How does that work? I
Yeah, at the beginning was just advert game, as I told, so advertising and gaming. Right now, I call them branded games because we have some buyer in companies that are marketing manager, but sometimes right now a lot of HR manager or people and culture manager, etc. They ask us games for example, training. We have done a game for Generali Insurance about crypto,
NFTs. Oh,
security.
okay, crypto.
Yeah,
Security.
Cyber
uh,
security, maybe?
cybersecurity,
Okay,
cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. Okay.
I'm sorry, these days I'm studying a lot about what's happening in crypto. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
all
went
these
on
things.
crypto. I went on crypto like the Bitcoin. So like,
Right. So cybersecurity with Generali, with Taxa about diversity inclusion, with Intesa San Paolo right now, games about smart working and this new way of working. So we are transforming boring things into fun things because when you are in a company and you need to do some training and they tell you you need to read these 50 pages in a PDF, it's not fun. If I will tell you all this thing with a game, probably will
yeah, it's the same
be a
concept
little bit
for
funner.
an ad that isn't fun to watch because it's not interactive. So you do the exact same thing with
Exactly,
games.
exactly. I would like to make happier these employees.
And obviously, these games aren't public. They're not meant to be played by everyone.
No. They are
How
not public.
many did you create though? Since we
Uh,
can't see them.
Probably 15, 15 of these games for companies, and but right now, I would like to tell you that 50% of our games are for internal proposal, so internal communication, and yeah, so that's not our core business, but it's an element of our business that's growing very very fast, and that we are creating some product that can help us to scale, because when you do a game for the external, for the marketing, it should be an ad hoc game, very beautiful, very customized. When it is for the internal proposal, it could be also less cool.
Okay, I think I'll add a question. How much important is to maintain the creativity level high? I think you can be considered as an artist inside the software
Yeah.
environment. So maybe it's an issue like a musician, like a
Yeah. So that's a nice question. It's very important, but when you do an ad hoc game. But what we have seen is that we do not want to always reinvent the game. There are a lot of game mechanisms that works very, very good all around the world. If you think, for example, to match free, like Candy Crush, like to Tetris, to
Yeah.
Pong, to there are a lot of different Pac-Man, a lot of different kind of games that you can use 99% of that game and then change 1%. So because in terms of legal, you can copy the idea of the game, you can't copy the graphic elements of the game. So if you text match free in Google Play, you will find a lot of different kind of games that are extremely similar to Candy Crush, but they do not have the same game elements of Candy Crush. That is the IP, the internet.
Yeah, otherwise it could be gripping as well. I mean,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So in that case, I'm happy. We have won, for example, an award with Barilla for the game that we have developed, and I'm super happy to see that our creativity won a prize. But right now, since we are changing from right now from agency to tech company, I prefer to focus my attention on the technology, on the numbers behind our games, rather than to win an award. So, great to win an award, but I would like to have millions people playing with my games, rather than win best game of the year. So I prefer to see those numbers.
Okay. So before going on, anyone here has a question they would like to ask? Just raise your hand. Okay, we have someone in the room. I'm gonna bring them the microphone so you won't hear me anymore.
No, nessun problem. We're gonna translate for you, so it's not a problem. But maybe you can tell it on the microphone, and then.
Ciao Nicolò, I prefer speaking in Italian because I don't.
Vai,
Ok,
poi traduco
ciao.
io.
Innanzitutto complimenti davvero per tutto quanto. E ti volevo fare una domanda più motivazionale che diciamo tecnica. Cioè,
Difficilissimo.
in tutto il tuo percorso, no? In tutto il tuo percorso che hai fatto dagli studi per poi andare anche negli Stati Uniti, eccetera. Ti andrebbe di raccontare, non so, un paio di aneddoti riguardo le difficoltà che hai incontrato e il modo in cui le hai superate? O se magari non vuoi raccontarli, non so, cioè quante difficoltà hai incontrato e cosa ti ha spinto ad andare sempre avanti? Grazie.
Okay. Allora, I translate in English, so
Okay, thank you.
for everyone.
I'm gonna translate rapidly the question if you want.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so he asked if he had any anecdote about his all this time in America and all the difficulties he found along the way, right?
Yeah, on his personal way.
On a more motivational side too.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, so as the guy told, we went to San Francisco, to Silicon Valley with Gamindo at the beginning of our journey to plug and play. That's an accelerator. So he asked me about difficulty during the journey. So let me tell you, for example, when we received the opportunity from plug and play, from this accelerator, go to Silicon Valley. So imagine, I have I've done a TEDx where you can see what was Nicoló before Gamindo, and I had a lot of problems in my mind. So a shit life because before Gamindo. Gamindo saved my life, not Jesus, but Gamindo. And what happened when we received the call from Silicon Valley? The wish to go to America was very high. I never been there, and I love NBA, so it was my goal to go one day to see a basketball player in NBA. On the other side, and we return to the point that we have said before, the money in our bank account was very, very,
Zero.
very low.
Below
Uh,
zero.
I've worked during university, and I suggest you to work a few hours in the week if you can, because of course money, but above all experience, talk with other, increased network. So trust me. Also, a few hours during the week, it's great to start with your working experience. But so I wish to go to Silicon Valley, very low money in our bank account, very difficulty moment. In that moment, we had the idea to start a fundraising company, a crowdfunding for our company. And the idea was to do not a equity-based crowdfunding where you give equity for money, but to do a donation-based crowdfunding. So in our mind, we thought there are a lot of people probably that are willing to give us $10, 10 euros, 20 euros, 50 euros to make us happy. Why don't we create a campaign in GoFundMe that we say we would like to go in Silicon Valley? Are you available to? Are you willing to give us some money to go over there? And to overpass this point, we did some rewards for people. For example, with 20 euros, we will have your face in a public video with all the donors.
Wow.
With 50 euros, we will make a private video for you that will be fun from US. So a new reward. With 100 euros, we will give you a special and exclusive reward. So people start to see this thing. They told us, wow, that's so funny. And we collect over 6,000 euros with this idea. And so it was difficult, but then we started thinking about different solution to overpass this problem. And another fun story that I would like to tell you is that in Facebook. So when we were in Silicon Valley, we went to Apple headquarters, to Google, to Airbnb, Zynga, a lot of companies. But we said we would like to go also to Facebook. It's in Menlo Park. We are here in Silicon Valley. Let's go over there. But the fact is that, of course, you need to know some employees that works inside Facebook. You can't go tomorrow in, let me say, Unilever in Rome, enter the company and start watching everything is inside the company. You need to know someone that's working there. So we started with the first idea. We text to people working in Facebook, in LinkedIn, and above all, people that studied in Italy. So, hi, we are two guys, me and my co-founder Matteo. You would like to enter in Facebook. So, what do you
All
think?
Italian, I imagine. Just
Zero answer to our question. So doesn't work. Plan A. The plan B was let's go to the headquarters, let's go to the reception and ask them, hi, we are two guys, we are a startupper, we would like to enter in Facebook to talk with the gaming manager. What do you think? bodyguard that asked us, the security, to go out of the headquarters. So the plan B doesn't work. And the fun fact is that while going out Facebook, we found an iPhone on the floor, and we told her, "Wow, that's an iPhone. What can we do? We do not, of course, want to steal this object." So before returning the iPhone to the security, we had the illumination, the idea: what can you do with an iPhone that is blocked? Of course, the only one thing is that you can record a video. So the idea, like Emigratis in Italy, we start recording a video by saying, "Hi, we are the guys that found your iPhone on the floor. Like to
That's
be
genius.
kind with us as we are kind with you by giving you the smartphone. Please let us enter in Facebook and have a lunch together." I would like to tell you that this thing worked, but doesn't work because we have received nothing from no one for days. So the plan C doesn't work. Few days after, we had a photo of me and my co-founder Matteo in front of the Facebook logo. So we created a LinkedIn post by saying, "Are you curious to know if and how many times is it request to let these two guys enter in Facebook? If you press like of this photo of two guys with the like in front of the company of the like, please help us share this link, this post, and I hope that one of 10K employees that's working inside Facebook could be reached by this post and say, come on guys, enter in Facebook, I will help you." And D worked with hundreds of likes, and the day after we were inside Facebook with the gaming manager. So these things to tell you, during the journey, it's like a roller coaster. You have a lot of difficulty. You need to focus not only your plan A, B, C, D, go on. When you are until Z, if after over 20 attempts doesn't work, change your road, go on another side. But what's the most important thing here? To have a co-founder. Without Matteo, probably Gamindo right now, absolutely Gamindo right now couldn't exist. So I really suggest you to find team people to work with, because when it's not a good moment, you need to have someone near you that could tell you, "We do not have to give up. Go on, man." And so that's the most important thing in my
Someone
opinion.
to be direct with. You don't have
Absolutely.
anything to, nothing to hide, and nothing to this. Just a friend.
That's right.
Just a friend. Okay. Any other question from? Okay. Sorry.
Hi, Nicolò. I'm Alberto. Thanks again for your ability and for the amazing man you are. I want to thank you again, and just because I'm trying to follow a really, really difficult path, but honestly, I'm really proud. What's your personal next goal?
Wow. Nice question. So last year, when we were in our team, me, my co-founder, my goal was to have a table with 10 seats all around the table, full of employees working Gamindo. And it was super for me to see that we have reached this goal, to have a team of people working in the same mission. My next goal, I would like to tell you that it is to see Gamindo that could grow all around the world. So I would like to tell you that my next goal is to have a new headquarter, or not headquarter, or a new office of Gamindo outside Italy. I would like to see the Gamindo office in New York, in London, just to know that I'm doing something that it's not Italy focused, but it's something global. So I thought I completely love the diversity of people all around the world. I love to work with people of different cultures. I love to play with them in FIFA, in ping pong. I love to beat them. I hate to lose when I play with them. But yeah, my next goal is to do something big because um, I think that I love what I'm doing, but I would like to try to do something big or go home. So right now I can have this. I can try to do this thing because I'm not 50 years old with a family with 5 sons. So I'm a 30 years old guy. I have old life that's still at the
This is still
beginning.
just the
So
beginning.
yeah, so I have some of course I have some how can I say, sometimes I have fear to fail, of course, but I really suggest you to read, and if you would like to do like me, to print the message of Michael Jordan that told that he missed a lot of shots, and that's the reason why he won everything. So I do not like to fail, but I know that to have success, sometimes you need to fail and you need to go on. But it's very similar to when you play video games. I never met no a man or a woman that completed Super Mario without failing a level. It's part of the process. If you complete the game without lose a life, it means that the game sucks because it's too easy. So it's part of the process. Sometimes you fail. It's not a good thing. You start with bad words, but then you go on, and you will love when you reach your final goal.
Okay. That's a really good point because when
Super
you
Mario
become
is
an expert
always
in your
part of
field,
our philosophy.
people think that you have succeeded in everything and you always won, when in reality you have so many losses under your belt. And maybe a beginner who just is starting right now, doing a startup, creating a concept, an idea, tries a lot less, and after like 2 or 3 failures, he's already out. While someone who is considered an expert in that same field
Yeah,
has hundreds, even maybe thousands of losses and fails, but you wouldn't say that it's not the best. So,
absolutely.
okay. And we have talked about the future. We talked about the past. Right now, how many companies are in contact to make new games or new projects? Because
Yeah.
you have a lot of great big names, but uh, I think these are really big projects. You can't just do them all together. So you have some.
Yeah. Right now, since we are still only 20 people in the team, we are doing 4 games per month. But the idea with the software as a service, with the technology, is to start grow. And also, me and above all, my co-founder right now is spending his nights to study artificial intelligence and machine learning with all the thing that you can do, for example, with generative AI. We are seeing that in the future we can, with software as a service, prepare the code, and with the generative AI also prepare the design of the game. So the goal is to create games in minutes, hour, and not in months, such as is right now.
You talked before about a project to make all of the creation of simple games, catalog games, automatic, so that everyone could just create a
Yeah,
game based on on their
yeah.
brand. And can you talk about it more? Like, how would it work? You have an entire game engine that you can work around with.
Imagine, for example, a memory game, very basic. So
Okay.
it's like WordPress for gaming. You enter, and they told us you need to load here 8 images of the card of the memory. You need here to type the title of the game. You need to choose if you want ranking or the registration or the challenge, and everything is linked with API. And then the game is ready, and you have the link, and everything is completed because you start from a template. Imagine, for example, Canva right now. When you use Canva for the design, you would like to do the same thing for gaming. There are some actors, there are some companies already doing this thing in India, in Australia, in other companies in the world, and that's a good point because when you start at the beginning, you think that you would like to be the only one actor in the world doing an idea, but it's not a good thing because if you are the only one doing this element, this thing, it means or that you are a genius or you are stupid because no one else is doing the same thing. So if you watch the revenue, for example, of Just Eat, the delivery company, they have launched their service 10 years before Deliveroo, Uber Eats, and Glovo, etc. But in 2013, 2014, when these companies entered the market, the revenue of Just Eat grew a lot because when there is a market, there are a lot of companies that are talking with new customers about your service and you are opening the market. So it's very important to have competitors because it means that there is a market.
Okay, so you would have on this platform a lot of already pre-made games,
Yeah.
just choosing between them. And would it be like, because right now I'm thinking since it's something that everyone could do, just using this, we call it a framework. We call it it's
Yeah,
practically a
yeah.
framework, yeah. And would it be a loss on revenue for you, or would it be like a subscription-based
Yeah,
framework?
absolutely. The idea,
Okay.
but right now, then we have started with one product, and 2 years after, now I've changed completely. I've pivoted my company, so I don't know in 2 years the product of Gamindo what will be, but the idea is, of course, to create a subscription model, and above all, with this solution to reach also small medium enterprises that right now can't pay $1,000 for a new game because of course I can't sell a game for 100 euros now. Right now I need to sell this money these games for thousand and thousand, and I do not have still understand how much money I should sell the games. But with the software as a service solution, the idea is that we will be able to talk with Barilla, with Google, but also with the pub that would like to do a
Yeah.
game for a special evening, that the day after there is karaoke, the day before there is a game where the best can have a beer.
Yeah, to make it something that is not specific for a group of people. Just make it so
Yeah, absolutely.
everyone who just wants to make a game about something.
Exactly. But if you think right now, at the beginning, the website was only for big companies that have a lot of traffic, but also the pizzeria outside here
Yeah.
has a website to show the pizza, the menu. So my vision is that in few years, everyone will have a game, of course, starting from a template, and then if there is the possibility also to create some specific game for the company.
Okay, on the topic of not knowing what the idea might change to in 2 years, ever since starting Gamindo, has it ever stayed the same, or were there some changes in the idea, or
No, absolutely. At the beginning, Gamindo was just an app, a mobile app for Google and App Store, with a lot of games where the more you play, the more you donate. We have seen that it was an impossible business model for us because it's not easy to have money for CSR for a company, and it's not scalable. So also when you talk with Google, for example, when they do a project, they want to reach millions people. And if you have an app that have only 100,000 people. That's good, but not great for big companies. So we have decided to pivot to have games outside. So Google, for example, was super. They've published the game in the home page of Google. So in the best pages in the page in the world, to have one of our game was a great success. But yeah, what else? We have changed from an app with several games to a lot of games developed for a lot of brands.
Okay. Was there something you wanted to talk about? Just something you thought about, Neston?
Maybe I have a
Oh,
question.
Question. No, just wondering because we asked a lot of questions. Maybe there was something you wanted to clarify or
no, no, no,
say.
no. If you have a Q&A, or that, I always prefer to answer the question of
Okay,
everyone.
so I'll make it one. Let's say you convince someone to apply for your company. You told us you want to reach 50 employees,
Yeah.
if I'm all right. Okay, what skills are you searching for? Whether on hard, because we are a coding school, so you can enter on technical issues, but also soft one, because I think you are still, let's say, a small company, medium company, so I think the social dynamics are still important on your company.
Yeah, that's a nice question. So I would like to tell you that it's only soft skills, as a lot of HR manager right now are saying. In my opinion, when you are only 20 people in a company, you need to find a person or some people that always that have already some knowledge, know-how in terms of hard skill, because it's not easy to always have a tutor that's behind you that tell you you need to code in this way, in that other way. So I think that at the beginning is 30% hard skill, 70% soft skill, because just at the beginning you need to know just to to do something about what you are hired for, because otherwise it's not easy when you are very few people to have always a tutor with you. But of course, the soft skills are super important, above all in a startup where you need to be very, very fast in what you're doing. You need to have a great team working competence, because it's not easy when you work for a lot of the time with other people and you change your product and you change your mind. So it's very important soft skill, and I think that working in a startup, it's a great gym, not for your physical muscle, but for your mental muscle, and but it's very fun.
Because soft skills are arguably harder to train, to
Yeah,
learn, while while inside the company you can learn an art skill, just new software. Maybe it takes a
absolutely.
month or so, but you can learn it.
Any
Okay.
other questions here?
Any other questions?
Okay, so
I think we can wrap this up if you want to do something else, maybe. Go play at the little arcade over. I really like that.
a ping pong match.
Match. Oh yeah, the games that you can actually put them on the arcade. I saw it on the websites.
Yeah, also in the arcade. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, let's greet them.
And yeah, I think this is the end.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to reach me in LinkedIn, yeah, of course, my name is Nicoló Santin, and my advice for you that you are working, you are studying right now, is to spend 15 minutes per day in LinkedIn. It's a great product, above all for networking. I'm not paid by LinkedIn to tell you this thing. I strongly believe in what I'm saying. because you have the opportunity to talk with some people that, some mentors, some people that you would like to talk with, to be inspired by. So trust me, use LinkedIn before entering the entering work, because it's a great product and great opportunity for networking online. Offline, participate to event because you have a free buffet and you can eat for free.
Ok. We can switch to Italian now. È stato un onore.
È stato un piacere
Grazie mille.
grande e poi spero che sia occasione un giorno di vederci anche di persona.
Sì, volentieri, direi. Sì, sì, qua ti invitano pure gli start-upper qua a vedere il posto e a, niente, a
Adventure.
incontrarci e scambiare un po' di
Ah,
idee.
fantastico. Poi io vi mando questo nuovo gioco che stiamo facendo e così lo testate là in classe e ci dice se funziona e tutti i bug che ci sono.
Ok.
Perfetto.
Vedete i nostri
Grazie
bug test.
mille.
Grazie
Va
a
bene,
voi.
buona
Grazie.
serata,
Buona
grazie.
serata.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ultimo applauso.
Grazie a voi per aver partecipato,
E
ragazzi.
ciao con la stream.
Starting.